Alfred Hitchcock, a name synonymous with suspense and innovation, was born in 1899 in Leytonstone, United Kingdom. As a child on the cusp of a new century, his fascination with the world of literary theater sparked a flame that would guide him to a rewarding career in the creative arts. And so, a young Hitchcock, far from the Hollywood glamour, started his journey into the world of film. Hitchcock began his illustrious career in the British film industry, not behind the camera, but as a title designer for silent films. His unique approach to visual storytelling wasn't confined to the frames of the movie, it spilled out into the titles, engaging audiences from the first moment. This creativity didn't go unnoticed. Hitchcock's knack for drawing audiences into the story with his visuals soon led to his directorial debut. His directorial debut in the early 1920s marked the beginning of an era of cinematic brilliance. In the late 1930s, Hitchcock made a bold move that would change his life and the face of Hollywood forever. Leaving his British roots behind, he stepped into the glittering world of Hollywood, ready to challenge conventions and redefine cinema. His audacious experiments with new techniques and his knack for creating gripping narratives quickly set him apart. And so began Hitchcock's reign in Hollywood, the birthplace of his most iconic works. Hitchcock's genius lay in his ability to keep audiences on the edge of their seats, earning him the title Master of Suspense. In the world of Hitchcock, suspense was not merely a tactic but an art form. His unique approach to suspense was all about anticipation. He believed in giving the audience more information than his characters, a technique that plunged viewers into a state of heightened anxiety, making them active participants in the unfolding drama. Hitchcock masterfully manipulated cinematic time and space, building tension through long takes and sequences of suspense that were meticulously choreographed. Let's delve into the mechanics of this technique. Hitchcock understood that suspense was not about the shock of the unexpected but rather about the anticipation. He once said, "There is no terror in the bang, only in the anticipation of it." The audience was always privy to impending danger, while the characters on screen blissfully went about their lives. This created a chilling sense of dread, making viewers squirm in their seats. Take the film Psycho, for instance. The audience knew about the corpse in the basement long before the unsuspecting protagonist did. Every time she descended those steps, our hearts pounded in our chests, our palms got sweaty. We wanted to scream, "Don't go down there!" But of course she did. And that's the beauty of Hitchcockian suspense. Or consider The Birds. The audience knew that the birds were gathering, planning an attack, but the characters in the film had no idea. So as they sat around chatting and laughing, we sat there anxiously waiting for the inevitable onslaught. The tension was palpable. It seeped into every scene, every frame, every dialogue. It made his films unforgettable and left an indelible mark on the thriller genre. Hitchcock's mastery of suspense was not just about keeping audiences on the edge of their seats, it was about keeping them engrossed, involved, and emotionally invested. His films were a symphony of suspense, each note carefully chosen and placed for maximum impact. Hitchcock's suspense was not just about the thrill of the unknown, but also about the dread of the inevitable. Every scene, every shot, every frame was a calculated move to keep audiences guessing, gasping, and captivated. Through suspense and innovation, Hitchcock held the world captive, one film at a time. A central element of Hitchcock's storytelling was the use of the MacGuffin, an object pivotal to the plot but with insignificant actual importance. This technique was a signature of Hitchcock's suspense-filled narratives, enhancing the overall intrigue of his films. It's the red herring that keeps the audience guessing, the mystery that drives the plot forward, yet it's often unrelated to the film's conclusion. Take, for example, the mysterious microfilm in North by Northwest. The protagonists and villains are all vying for this seemingly crucial item, yet as the story unfolds, its actual significance dwindles, serving primarily as a catalyst for the thrilling chase sequences and dramatic confrontations that make the film so engaging. Similarly, in Sabotage, Hitchcock uses military equipment as a MacGuffin, driving the suspense and conflict within the story. The equipment itself isn't the main focus, it's the tension and anticipation it creates that truly captivates the audience. Hitchcock's mastery of the MacGuffin technique added depth and intrigue to his storytelling, forever changing cinematic narrative. His innovative use of this technique has left an indelible mark on filmmaking, shaping the suspense genre for generations to come. Hitchcock wasn't just a master storyteller, he was a revolutionary filmmaker. His technical prowess was unparalleled, propelling cinema into uncharted territories. One of his most notable techniques was the use of continuous shots. In his film Rope, Hitchcock created the illusion of a single unbroken shot, a feat that was unheard of in the late 40s. This daring experiment not only showcased his technical skill, but also his willingness to challenge conventional filmmaking norms. Another remarkable Hitchcockian technique was his use of confined spaces to intensify suspense. Take Rear Window, for instance. The entire film is set in a single apartment, yet the tension Hitchcock manages to create is palpable. By limiting the physical scope of the film, he was able to delve deeper into the psychological landscape of the characters, ratcheting up the tension with each passing scene. This ingenious use of space made even the most mundane settings a hotbed for suspense. Adding a personal touch to his films, Hitchcock had a playful tradition of making cameo appearances. These weren't grand, spotlight-stealing roles. No, Hitchcock delighted in the small, the subtle, the fleeting. He was the man boarding the bus in North by Northwest, the man in the newspaper ad in Lifeboat. Each appearance, a wink to the audience, a nod to those in the know. These cameos were more than just a director's vanity project, they were an invitation, a game of Spot Hitchcock. They engaged viewers, challenging them to keep their eyes peeled for that familiar silhouette. And in doing so, Hitchcock turned passive viewers into active participants. Hitchcock's influence extends beyond his lifetime, shaping the thriller genre and inspiring filmmakers worldwide. He was a pioneer, a master of suspense who knew how to manipulate an audience's emotions and keep them on the edge of their seats. His unique style, his innovative storytelling techniques, and his unerring sense of what makes a film compelling have all left an indelible mark on the film industry.